Okay, Neil Murphy of the Dynamic Man podcast, coming to you live from the gondola today on my way down to a 1,000-year-old festival in Aosta. But today I want to talk about the power of opening up for us guys. Because look, it's very hard sometimes for us to really just show some vulnerability and open up. I don't know how many times I look at the gallery and Zoom calls of guys I'm coaching, and I see myself in all their faces at different stages of life experiences, and the most incredible thing of the whole experience really of seeing this in other guys is that we're all going through the same thing. We all go through bad breakups, we all face similar challenges, we all have trials and tribulations in our relationships, we all have, obstacles in our friendships, and we tend to clam up, and I think we shortchange ourselves really because we don't believe other guys are clamming up as well, and we find it hard to imagine, I suppose, really that other guys are going through similar stuff. But we all are. That's the incredible thing really about the whole thing. So the other thing that I really notice in these calls is that once one guy opens up, it opens up everyone else. It really does. It's like the door opens and everyone swings through. You see, I'm having trouble with the sun, but if I do this better. And look, the important thing is that we understand that vulnerability is contagious. If one of us can open up, we can all open up, and the benefits are incredible. They really are. What benefits am I talking about? Well, first of all, you get to really accept and understand that other guys are going through just as much pain as you are, maybe even more. Maybe they're at a worse stage that you haven't seen, or you've gone through that stage and now they're going through it, and you know how they're feeling. You know exactly how they're feeling. And you see other guys on it, you can... The healthy thing really is that, we do find ways to help each other. There's plenty of experience and advice and wisdom, knowledge that each guy brings to these calls, and sharing them reveals their own depth to themselves. No, it's something we don't think about. It's something we really don't think about. Just how powerful our own depths are. How gratifying it is when we take the time to explore those depths. Even though, it's not an easy thing. It really isn't easy. It's probably, for guys, I think anyway, it's probably the final frontier. Self-reflection. What was it? Socrates, is it Socrates? I think it is. Yeah. The unexamined life is not worth living. That's where we tend to struggle as men, especially in our 40s and 50s. Life has, thrown us a few curveballs, there's no doubt, and we tend to withdraw like nuts on a cold. When we go for a swim, we tend to withdraw like our own nuts, deep inside. We find a silence inside ourselves, and we don't let go. It's just a characteristic, and as much as our partners or friends probe and ask us questions, we just don't want to open up, or maybe feel like we're taking orders from someone. Our ego won't let go. And look, it's tough. It really is a tough ask of us men to open up and show vulnerability in the company of other men. But I have to say that it's a lot easier to show vulnerability in the company of other men than it might be with your partner, with your friends, with people in your inner circle, whatever. When you're on a Zoom call with a bunch of guys you haven't met in person, you haven't met before, you know them from the online space, and that's a whole different kettle of fish. I find it's a whole lot easier for guys to open up and explore the depths. I like to call it the final frontier, because there's so much unexplored terrain, vast space. It's like there's a universe to be explored within our own heads. Our own heads. That's right. It's a galaxy. This it's limitless. It's infinity inside our own heads. And it's kind of hard to grasp. It really is. So I really understand why guys find it hard to open up. I've been there before myself. It's not something that you plan to do. And there are things that we struggle with, like I like to call them working breakthroughs, where something might be, spinning in your head. You might be going through some challenge, and you're trying to figure things out in your head. We might get like the ostrich in the sand. We bury our heads in the problem, and that's it for it. For a while, we have to figure it out. It might take a couple of days. It might take a week. It might take a month. It might even take longer. One of my working breakthroughs took about 8 years to close a loop. That's something that is so valuable for us guys. Just closing a loop. And that's what these working breakthroughs are all about. It's figuring things out, and when it clicks into place, and you see what's happening, you see what's been going on, and you understand and accept what it is that you've been struggling with, that's a breakthrough. And I find when I'm going through my working breakthroughs, I feel down, I feel low energy, I don't want to be interrupted, I don't want to deal with people. There's almost like a depressive feel to it. It's like a shadow. But when you figure it out, what I figured out, that 8-year loop was the day my mother died. I was on my way from Ireland to the US to celebrate the death of a friend of mine 3 years earlier on the same date. So for me, that trip was obviously postponed, and it wasn't until 8 years later on that date, when I commemorated my friend, and we had a gathering of like-minded individuals, which in the week up to that event, I was really down and kicking myself a bit, and life was hard. But after the event, I figured, wow, that's a loop. That loop is closed. And I had a major breakthrough, which was very liberating. And that's what I'm talking about when we explore the depths. As men in our 40s and 50s, it can be, it can be a bit fearful. It can be a bit intimidating. It can be a bit, the feeling of anticipation of taking that plunge. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So I know exactly where you are. I know what you're going through. But like I said, there comes a time when you have to understand that exploring that depth, launching yourself into the galaxy within your own head, taking a psychological cold plunge, changing your unexamined life into real reflection, you're going to change the dynamic of your every day from now on. The more living by the seat of your pants, you're going to have a mission. You're going to have a purpose. You're going to understand and accept yourself. You're going to appreciate yourself more, and you're really going to feel the gratification. It's edifying. It's enlightening. It's a game breaker. It snaps you into real energy again, and you're reconnected to yourself, reconnected to the energy all around you, rediscovering what you're all about, digging out your dreams. They've been buried in your head for years and years. Now is the time, because it's never too late. It really isn't. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. It's never too late. So, if you are really interested in risk and adventure, expeditions, the glory of discovering what it is, your meaning, your purpose, fulfillment, satisfaction, all those incredible words, the highest intention, all those. If you feel like it's time, it really is time, and you have loads of time left in your 40s and 50s, man, you've got a lot of happy years left, but you've got to reflect. You've got to take a psychological cold plunge and get stuck into that vast galaxy inside your own head. It's so gratifying, man. It's so gratifying. So, if that resonates with you, like and subscribe, and let's continue building a powerful community of men in our 40s and 50s, so that we can reinvigorate each other, revitalize each other, and go explore the galaxies in all our heads. Put it all together, and we're such a powerful generation. Let's call it a generation of men, 40s and 50s. Let's get on it. Stay high.